What a beautiful day to begin with. Thank you so much for being with us. And today I am going to review recently released docu-series or film, The Motive. Before moving further with the synopsis of the story, I think if you have watched this, you should really watch the Burari case on Netflix India, because sometimes the answer is not where you are looking. It answer is somewhere away from the place where it happened. And it happened in 1986. A 14-year-old boy uh, became the focal point of this heinous crime. So what happened? It was a winter night, and suddenly they got a call, and people. It was a Friday, and it's very. They respect that day, especially for their values that they have. So suddenly they got a call in Iron Cream, and that this happened, and you should be there. So all those people, those who witnessed that, they were shell shocked what they witnessed there. There was a family who was brutally killed, and father, mother, two daughters, and the only survivor who was there was in the next door, and he was just a 14-year-old anonymous boy. According to the rules or rule of law of the land, it was not good for them to name that child or the guy. Until date, nobody knew who he was. So they talked to him that what happened, and he accepted that everything happened, but it was just a green monster who came into me and did everything. So in cartoons we normally see there was how your conscience or your subconscious or something, there is always someone who is in your mind and suddenly comes out. It was a good side of yours or bad side of yours. I hope if you have watched it before, there was a cartoon that was something like that. And sometimes it happens that there is a devil on the left or right, angel on the right. Sometimes they are talking. So sometimes people in this kind of situation, they find a reason to do something. So he saw that this monster came and told me to do all this, and he was very fine with that. Didn't. And all those people, those who witnessed that scene, they didn't had a word. I mean, imagine that after 35 years, when they interview them, it was like a re-interview. Definitely they gone through so much media at that time also, and now after 35 years they were surprised. At least he should come up something that we really need, because when you are interrogating a child, it was very hard to get the real motive, and it was very hard for the cops, the investigators, and especially and the people who were at the forensic also. They can't say anything, because they were even at the interview, you could see them, they were like shivering with anger or anxiety that what really happened. He didn't even tell us anything. But among them there is a one person you really need to watch, and that's his lawyer, because his lawyer, he has a what is that, somehow very notorious, or not saying notorious, but not being appreciated by the larger audience, because he just hides, because he said that it is up to me and especially my client, I have to hide or preserve that truth. So here, talking about the preservation of the truth, in Burari case also, there is a huge family that were killed on very one day. All 11 members, they were down. And there is also one guy also, I think in India, that happened also. It was a small child who did something like this, and after that they have to save his identity, and still the similar case that happened also, like this guy. So that in cross-cultural things, some cultures, they like the head of the family, even in the Burari case, so the head of the family is a very superior, larger than life, and more like a person who gives directions what should be done. So in his family also, his father was like this, and he said that since he's a boy and he was living in a bubble, and he didn't like that bubble. Sometimes more favor were given to him because he is a boy, and there was something that happened in his family that he didn't want to share it. So sometimes it happens that if you remain in that bubble and you keep on witnessing everything, and you see that okay, if father is a dominant, very powerful person in the family, if he is very kind in front of others and different face in front of children, it will come. And that happened with from school, the girls school also, and especially his school also, the counselors and everything, they give the little bit of it a hint that something really happened, and the girls kept mum. They were very frequent when visiting that counselor, but sometimes if the parents are like this, they just force or they just control this innocent minds, and that happened, I guess. So whatever your theory is, it is up to you, but sometimes it happens. If you keep witnessing the same person who went through something, and it is your relative or loved one, it will always remain in your brain. Either you set them free or you set yourself free from the chain that or the shackle that was capturing you throughout this time. So he was thinking about this, and he watched that movie Papillon, and just because you wanted to metaphorically define something. So when he talked to the lawyer, you can't lie in front of two people, the lawyer and the doctor. They will find out everything. So that's why he brought everything in front of his lawyer, because the lawyer kept that secret, and he knew that there is a loophole in the system. So now it's not about the investigation. The story starts how the justice system works. So it was a very challenging for them also, how to, they keep on digging this, but it was not coming to that point. But there was one person who came up with all those, and that was a female reporter, because she just felt comfortable with how he is thinking, and that's how the story comes in the media. And especially it was already viral at that time also, but the lawyer and that reporter, they knew more things, that all the, because sometimes when you are in uniform, people don't like to talk to you, but sometimes being a soft hearted, sometimes very kind and very neutral, you will open up with all those people immediately, because you know that in the end they will save. And they said throughout this journey, whatever happened, at their graves also, whatever, he didn't shed a single tear. His emotions were not there, so he didn't feel guilty, and he didn't show his tear. And imagine, there was one person in the documentary, he was desperate. We really wanted to see his emotions, because when you are in the field or when you are at work, you really wanted to see that hint. Why? Because if he has a grudge or anything will come out, it will show on his face. How can this guy will be so smart at doing his maiden crime very perfectly? And when he was sent to a juvenile jail also, people, the kids say, how can he be like this? We are not like that. But he is totally opposite than us, so they don't even like him also. But the amazing thing was that at that time also books were given to him, everything, he did very good at studies. So overall, the thing that I really felt, sometimes when you have very like, your values are like from generation baby boomers and all this, they come, so you just feel like you are the one who are head of the family, and whatever you do in the family, that remains in the family. That happened in Burari case also, and he witnessed everything. And that's why the lawyer was thinking, if you have gone to that point, definitely you will find the truth. And that's why he was witnessing everything. Also, there is a European movie also, I forgot, in something like that also, it happened also. So overall, I hope you will like this. It's a very long video. Thank you so much for bearing me. If you have any other movie or anything, you kindly recommend. And I don't know, no need to say anything, the conventional words. Overall, it is good to, and the thing that we really need to take with us is that always keep in mind that love can conquer everything. And especially at this certain age, you have to be very humble and down to earth. And that was the thing. Whatever happened, it happened in his case. But whatever the state does, that's more meaningful. That's why they knew it. That he is, after this crime, he didn't do anything also. So there was still a motive behind it. Thank you so much for bearing me. Have a great watch. Take care of your loved ones. Stay safe and keep smiling. And always spread love. Bye-bye.